You know, when we think of battlefields, we usually picture something on the ground. But these days, a whole new conflict is happening right over our heads. It's not about soldiers, it's about signals, software, and artificial intelligence. This is the new fight for the skies. Just take a look at this. This is the drone's eye view. From way up here, they can see everything. Monitoring crowds, inspecting bridges, or capturing some absolutely breathtaking images. This perspective is becoming a part of our everyday lives, and it is incredibly powerful. And that, of course, leads to a pretty crucial question. When you have a tool this powerful and this easy to get, who's making sure it's being used for the right reasons? Who's watching these all-seeing eyes in the sky? To give you an idea of the scale we're talking about, get this. By 2025, there are more than 400,000 job sites around the world using drones every single day. So this isn't some niche hobbyist tech anymore. It's a full-blown global phenomenon. And when something grows that fast, it brings a whole new set of challenges with it. Which brings us to the big dilemma, right? Are these things friends or are they foes? Well, the truth is, they're neither. They're just powerful tools. Their impact, for good or for bad, really depends on who's holding the controller. I mean, look at the two sides of the coin. On the one hand, you've got incredible innovation that's changing industries from package delivery to filmmaking. But on the other hand, you have a really serious threat. That same drone can be used to smuggle drugs into a prison, spy on people, or even attack a power grid. Your standard fence and security camera setup just can't keep up. So how in the world do you defend against a threat that's tiny, fast, and smart? Well, you have to build a shield that's even smarter. And that's exactly where counter-drone systems enter the picture. The fancy term for it is a Counter-Unmanned Aerial System, or CUAS for short. But don't think of it as just one gadget. It's more like a whole ecosystem of tech that has one job and one job only: to take back control of the airspace over a place you need to protect. It helps to break these systems down into three parts. First, you've got the eyes and ears, things like radar and cameras that are constantly scanning the sky. Second, you have the brain, which is the command center that makes sense of all that incoming data. And finally, you have the arms, the jammers, spoofers, or even nets that actually stop the drone. But here's the secret. The real magic isn't in the hardware. It's in that software brain. Because, you see, while the hardware gives the system its senses and its muscle, it's the artificial intelligence that gives this digital shield its real power. The source material we're looking at calls the software the intelligent orchestrator, and that's just a perfect way to put it. It's the cognitive backbone of the whole operation. It processes all this information and makes decisions way faster and more accurately than any human possibly could. So how does it actually do that? Well, a key piece of the puzzle is a technology called sensor fusion. It's brilliant, really. It takes all the different data streams, a little blip on the radar, a radio frequency signal, a fuzzy image from a camera, and it fuses them all together into one single, unified, and super accurate picture of what's going on. And the results? They're pretty staggering. By combining all that sensor data, these AI systems can boost their detection accuracy by up to 60%. But what's maybe even more important is that they slash false alarms, mistaking a bird for a drone, by up to 80%. That is an absolute game changer. So how does it get that smart? Well, the AI basically goes to school. It gets trained on these huge data sets with thousands and thousands of examples of drones, birds, planes, you name it. Special algorithms with a mouthful of a name, convolutional neural networks, learn to spot all the tiny patterns that scream drone. And just like a good student, it never stops learning. It's constantly adapting to new drone types and new threats. Okay, so that's all the theory, but how does this digital shield actually hold up in the real world? When the stakes are sky high. Let's take a look at a few examples. Our first case study comes from one of the most intense and demanding places you can imagine: the battlefield in Ukraine. The company DroneShield deployed its AI platform there to help defend against Russian drone attacks. And this right here is the headline. In a situation like that, speed is everything. The AI took the time from first spotting a hostile drone to actually neutralizing it from what used to be several minutes down to just a few seconds. That sliver of time can literally be the difference between safety and disaster. But this tech isn't just for war zones. Take another platform, ddronetracker.ai. It's a huge player on the commercial space. Its biggest strength is its adaptability. You see that phrase, sensor agnostic? All that means is the software doesn't care what kind of camera or radar you plug into it.
It's kind of like being able to run any app on any smartphone. That flexibility makes it perfect for protecting everything from airports to stadiums to prisons.
And what about performance? Well, in real-world deployments, the drone system has hit a verified detection accuracy of 99.3%. When you're protecting critical infrastructure, that's the kind of near-perfect reliability you absolutely have to have. Now here's a use case I bet you didn't see coming: protecting wildlife. In Africa, an AI from a company called Neurala is being used on drones that patrol enormous nature preserves. The AI has been trained to spot human shapes from the air, tell the difference between a park ranger and a potential poacher, and it can instantly alert the authorities to help protect endangered animals. How cool is that? So we've seen what this technology can do right now, but where is it all going? Well, the trajectory is, well, it's both really exciting and honestly a little bit unnerving. The end game here seems to be full autonomy. We're talking about a system that doesn't just suggest what to do to a human operator. We're talking about a system that can detect, track, identify, and neutralize a threat all by itself, with no human in the loop. So let's just quickly recap the big takeaways here. First, remember that the AI software is the real star of the show in modern anti-drone defense. Second, we've seen how technologies like sensor fusion give us these incredible leaps in accuracy. Third, this isn't science fiction. It's being proven out in the toughest environments today. And finally, it is all pointing in one direction: full autonomy. And that really brings us to our final thought. We officially have the technology to create these autonomous defense systems. The question is no longer, can we do it? It's, should we do it? The biggest hurdles now aren't technological, they're ethical and legal. As we build this powerful digital shield, we have to have a serious talk about who controls it and what rules it has to follow. So, are we ready for that conversation?